Okay, so sorry for the wind. It's a windy day out here again, like normal. So good news though, I found a header panel for my 600. It's out of a Plymouth Caravelle, and I got the grill for the Plymouth. So if I can't find a Dodge grill, that's gonna have to do for the short term. But I think I found an NOS one. Not that it needs an NOS one, but it's cheaper than buying a used one actually, which is weird. Anyway, that's good news. That's really good news. And the amazing thing is, the reason why the guy never fixed it to begin with, I think, is because he couldn't find parts for it. And this was in a salvage yard that was probably 10, maybe 12 miles straight line distance from where I bought this 600 from. Kind of funny, but just how things work out. All right, so here's a weird thing. So I just got this up in the air so I can get underneath there and put my exhaust on, temporarily anyway, so when I start this thing, I'm not blowing exhaust directly into the firewall. But I saw this, you know, put the little light on there. Saw this great big puddle of ATF sitting there right underneath the transmission. I'm like, what the hell? There's no way. And I'm looking at it, and I see a little bit coming off that bolt. Oh, that's weird. Then I look a little farther up, and I can see it dripping off of, you know, let me, there, that's better. So I look a little farther up, and I see it dripping off of this thing. Well, that doesn't make any sense, and then I can see a little bit right there. So, that dumb thing, little moment of panic for a second, was, oh, it's about ready to drip again. There's enough transmission fluid that worked its way up into the speedometer cable, and now it's dripping out because it's not hooked to anything else right now. And it's dripping on there, and then dripping on here, and then dripping on the floor. And I was like, oh, what the hell? No, it's fine. I've got another big stain over there, but that's from my own dumb doing. I overfilled the power steering pump, but that's on me. To talk about my temporary exhaust. So this is what came out of the car. Obviously that's been replaced. I'm gonna leave that there for now. I put just a little bit of a downspout on there to point it down, so when it's in there I'm not shooting exhaust right on the gas tank. And I'm just gonna kind of wire the back end up. I'm not changing my donut yet, because that thing is gonna wiggle around a lot. And then this weird emissions thing that actually kind of sits something like this in relative terms, and then this end hooks into like the base of the air cleaner assembly. I thought about just getting rid of this thing, corking it off, but there's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna put it in there because they put it in there for a reason. Yes, it's emissions, but the system also knows why that's there, and it'll adjust accordingly. So the system knows that that's there, and whatever it does, it does. And I'm just gonna leave it in there because to change that, maybe that's gonna change some input the computer gets, and then therefore changes something else, and blah, blah, blah. You know, just this whole butterfly effect thing. So I'm gonna put it back in there. There's nothing wrong with it. Not hurting anything. All right, exhaust is up in there. Those bolts right there. Wow, what a pain in the butt those are. There is barely enough thread just to catch. If they were another, quarter inch, a half inch would have been fantastic. Quarter inch would have been great. Up thread, it would have been so much easier. But it's in here, kind of. So I think I showed this earlier. That's the end of it. That's just, it's far enough away from the gas tank. I'll be fine for idling anyway. This is my temporary support. I'm kind of proud of it and ashamed of it all at the same time. So it's obviously just a ratchet strap nice and tight with a little piece of wood taped to it so that resonator does not get too hot and melt through that, because the last thing I want to do is wreck the brand new donut that I put in there by having this pipe fall down too far. So that's enough for tonight. Well, almost. I'm going to get this thing back down on all four wheels, and then I'm going to call it a night and work on something tomorrow.